Hi everyone, it's Kerryn from KezaWellness, and today I'm here to tell you a little bit more about how I got into the wellness industry, the fitness industry, the movement industry, and how we ended up here today. So I started dancing at a very young age. I was 5 when I started going to ballet, and I absolutely loved it. I had been begging my mom for about 2 years before she finally took me. She was pretty convinced that it would just be something I did for a couple weeks. So I think for the first solid month and a bit, I didn't have shoes, I didn't have any of the kits. She just took me in my tracksuit and my socks, and she really was waiting for me to get over it. Fortunately, I didn't grow out of it. I absolutely loved it. I continued to do ballet throughout my primary school and high school career. At the beginning of my high school career, I had to have hip surgery. This was due to some uneven bone growth on the head of my femurs and basically just not the best alignment and movement. Looking back now, I realized that I just wasn't strong enough for what I was telling my body to do. I wasn't really performing well in the alignment to what my body was telling me to do. And this was the beginning of my journey in Pilates specifically. So a lot of my rehabilitation, I bounced around with some different physiotherapists and some different facilities, but I kept dancing, and I actually danced for a youth company in Pretoria, South Africa, which I love. We did some really fantastic shows, and I thoroughly enjoyed the stage, enjoyed everything around it, everything around performing. When I graduated high school, I went to study musical theatre, and I did another 4 years of training, both in dancing, acting, and a little bit of singing. Don't ever quote me on that. I then redid some advanced level ballet exams, and I also did modern, tap, jazz, lots of different styles. I still just love dancing, and I love moving my body. During this time, I got more interested in Pilates and conditioning, mostly because I really needed these things. I really needed support. I really felt like my body it was struggling. And when I look back now, again, I realize it's because I never gave it the correct strengthening that it needed, the correct support. My Pilates journey began when I was 20, and I got myself qualified for Mad Pilates, and I started teaching. And this is where I really started learning, about different bodies and about different abilities and how people understand things differently and how people struggle with things differently. And I really became quite passionate about it. I realized that for me, the most empowering thing is being able to do things with my body, and to be able to give that to someone else was very, very cool. I then moved across to the UK, and I started teaching equipment Pilates, big group classes, and over in the pandemic, I moved into what I am doing now. But ultimately, it all started within my dancing career, and it started with there being value on how well I can move and how well my body performs. And I mean, at that stage of life, I thought that that was going to be my career. So it was a very high value that I could do these extreme things. However, now, you start to realize that my value back then would have been high kicks and showmanship, but value for someone else is just being able to get down their stairs pain-free, stand up and sit down without using their arms, carry their groceries, be able to hold their baby without back pain. And so I learned that the importance of having a healthy and strong conditioned body, it spans across everyone. So whether that's because your career requires it, or whether it's because just your life does, if you don't have that, the impact on your quality of life is so severe. And that is what I really want to be able to help people with, is improving their quality of life. Whatever that means. If you want to be a runner, how do we help you get there? How do we help you stay safe? You just want to be you and get through your day and not have a stiff neck and not have a sore back. How do we do that? And you don't need to want to reach crazy levels of fitness to feel good about yourself, to feel healthy, to feel strong, to feel safe in your body. Absolutely everyone deserves that. And I'm really thankful to my time in the dancing and performing industry because it's really given me such a massive respect for a well-working, healthy, safe body. And I hope to share that with as many people as possible.